Hey guys, Kyle here from the Rawvive Reboot. We have a few of our rebooters. We have Gladys who just finished the Rawvive Reboot this last month. She did a 10-day juice, and we have Krystle and Kim who are about to do it. And we're just all here chatting about how they feel, what they want to feel, what they want to accomplish. And Josh is here with me too.
Hey guys, Gladys, you're just finishing up with your challenge. Tell us which challenge you did, which reboot you did, and a little bit about your experience.
I did the 10-day juice fast, and it was incredible because I just kind of jumped in without knowing anything at all, and I didn't even have any equipment or anything, but I jumped in anyway, and it was actually a lot of fun and easier than I thought it was going to be, because I just started without having anything. I started with water. And then I was able to come over and get some juices, and then eventually I got my juicer and started juicing, and I was really enjoying it a lot, and it was pretty simple to just do straight juices, and I had lots of energy. In fact, my husband was kind of amazed when I told him how far I walked. He was like, "What?" And then he drove around to actually see in the car how far it was, and he was like, "Wow, do you realize you walked this many miles?"
That's awesome.
So he was actually pretty amazed by that, because I haven't been exercising very much, so that was really cool. And so, and I've also lost weight, which has been a side benefit, although that wasn't my objective, but I was really glad that that happened too. And just...
You were so huge before.
Well, you'd be amazed at where it comes off. It came off the right places.
I'm glad.
So that was really cool.
That's great. I noticed that myself too, switching to raw foods and doing some juicing, that I didn't feel like I needed to lose, but my body found the weight and off it went. So.
And I would like to take credit for Gladys looking so good, but she did look really good before the challenge. So, you know, you may not look as good as her after, but results vary.
Now, Krystle has an interesting story. We kind of have the full spectrum, because we have Gladys, who's just finishing the challenge. We have Kim, who is getting ready to start the challenge, and Krystle's kind of in the middle because she's done the challenge before. She's back. How did this happen?
Well, I did it with Josh. I did the challenge originally with Josh, and it was amazing. It was life-changing. Not enough, obviously, but it was very, I had so much energy. I lost 18 pounds in 1 month, and it was just amazing. But I craved pizza the whole time, and the day after, I instantly started filling my body with awful things, and I haven't felt the same since. And you don't realize how bad you feel until you go back to that, and then you're like, oh, I felt like this every day of my life until I did that challenge. So I was waiting for the right time, and my friend said she'd do it with me, so I was like, okay, now's the time, I'm going to do it. And I found juicing easier, so I am actually going to try and do the 30-day juice challenge. I know Gladys said that the juicing was easier for her too. It's just, it's simple, and you throw fruits and vegetables in a juicer and you have your meal. So I know it's the holidays, but I'm hoping that I can stick to it and get through the full 30 days. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
You can do it.
I
You are
can
a
do
great
it.
one to juice through Christmas.
I
Joe
know.
Cross would be very happy.
I know. I should get a award or something.
So Kim, you're the newbie of the group.
Yep.
Welcome, and tell us a little about where you're coming from and your goals for the challenge.
I did this one cleansing diet a few years ago, and I fell in love with it, but then I lost like the plan for it. So I wanted to just do something to cleanse my system out again, and I saw Krystle's posts on Facebook about how great she was feeling and what she was doing, and I was just like, oh, I'll try that. Yeah.
Great. Well, do you have any big concerns? What are some things that we can answer for you, or that Gladys the pro and Krystle, who's been there before, can help answer for you?
My biggest concern is, well, I still live with my parents, and so they're always buying like potato chips and things that aren't good for you, and I'm very weak-willed, so I guess that's my biggest
You know, I did a 10-day juice cleanse this month, and a big motivation after about day 2, day 3 of sticking on it and not eating the potato chips is, unlike the raw food diet, you get super sick if you go from juicing to potato chips, whereas you might not get as sick going from raw food to potato chips.
What I did was, if I was craving something sweet, I would just make a really luscious, delicious juice that was just brimming with everything I loved, and then I would drink that and sip on that, and I'd be like in heaven. It's like, ooh, this is so good.
And one thing too that Kyal actually taught me when I was doing it is after about 3 days of not chewing anything, your hunger pangs go away and you don't get as hungry as you think you might. So after a couple
chewing
days,
sends a message to your brain to
Right.
get hungry.
Okay.
So yeah, I had one juice challenger, and I guess I didn't reiterate it enough, but she was constantly hungry, and I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? What are you eating? So I'm not eating anything. I'm juicing a lot. I only have a little bit of gum because my breath smells. I'm like, gum? Well, first of all, besides all the aspartame in gum, that constant chewing action is gonna keep you hungry, you know. So she stopped that, and she was fine.
Gladys, we did get to meet your husband here at the cafe, so it seemed like he was very supportive. What do you recommend for getting the buy-in from the rest of the family?
He's a real big guy, and he's a meat eater and all that good stuff. Junk food, he loves junk food, pizza, yeah, all that stuff. But I know that if I satisfy, if I make something delicious enough that it satisfies, it has a great aroma to it, and it tastes really yummy, he's going to be okay. So I would make those meals for myself when I started doing the raw thing. And actually, even when I was juicing, he was like, oh, can I have some? Can I taste it? And he was always tasting whatever I had. Whatever I make for myself, he wants some of it. So I'd let him taste it, and he loved it. He was like, oh, that's really good. And I try something different. Oh, that's interesting, you know. So it was just interesting for him. And then for his birthday, which just passed, he had come here with me and tried the persimmons shortcake, and it was so incredible that he was like, okay, you can make that for my birthday. So
Wow,
I did
that's
the
great.
day after Thanksgiving, and my family loved it. And so my daughter even had to take a quarter of it home with her, and she texted me to say, I just shared this with 3 of my good friends, and they absolutely loved it. You're the best, Mom. You know, so I think that it just incorporating some really delicious things into your meals. It doesn't matter if it's raw or good for them or what or not. If it tastes really delicious, they're going to eat it. They're going to love it.
And where did you learn how to make all this stuff?
And I learned how to make that here.
All right.
Cara taught me.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Wish you all the best of luck.
Yes.
Ladies.
And congratulations,
And,
Gladys. You did a great job.
And a few other of our challengers that were brave enough to do it in December. We have a lot of great changes coming up in January. Stay tuned, and have a great day.